Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Arlie Ingalls. As you know, I'm the author of Ingalls on the Prairie, the Gene and Fern Ingalls story. This video is part of my family series. It is the first video that I'm recording after my mother left this world on February 10th. It's a very sad day for our family, not unexpected. She had been really ill for quite a number of months. The last several weeks, it was even escalated beyond that, and where you don't want your family member, certainly not your mother, to leave this world. Having her so ill, there was a certain amount of relief in that she's no longer suffering. So there was that. I'm still personally dealing with the loss. My mother and I had a very close relationship, and I'm still sensing those times and conversations that I would have had with her that I know I will never have with her again. And there's really no one else in my life that I can have that kind of discussion with. So a huge sense of loss. I can tell you I'm still not past the acceptance part of it, that she's not here. I'm sure that that will come in time. But for those of you who have also experienced this, you probably know where I am and understand how I'm feeling at this point in time. I can tell you one of the proudest things that I have done is, as you know, I wrote a book about her and Dad's early years. Ingalls on the Prairie, the Gene and Fern Ingalls story. Those of you who think that I wrote the book to try and take advantage of the fact that I am related to Laura Ingalls Wilder, and have it being a monetary thing, I can tell you that is not the case. That has not changed my life from a monetary perspective at all. But what it has changed is that another generation of our family has been told. So I think one of the strengths of Laura's works, and the reason that it has stayed so popular over all of these years, is that she told the story of a normal American family living in extraordinary times and what those experiences were like and how they impacted a normal American family. And my stories tried to do the same thing. My parents, even when you compared their lives to their siblings, theirs was unique. They had so many things and events and things that happened in their life that they dealt with dignity, and then, drawing or dragging 8 children along with them. It was incredible to see and certainly to write about. So if you've read my book, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, hopefully this will encourage you to do so. My goal in this is to capture another generation of a normal American family living in extraordinary times. We already have a relationship with the American people. So I felt that telling another generation of the Ingalls family was the appropriate thing to do, probably the right family to do that in. And then second to that, so many times, or in writing this, I became really aware of the fact that we fade into history after 2 generations of leaving this world. Most people can't tell you, most of your family can't tell you anything about the life that you lived, and may not recognize you in photos of you. Certainly, if you live to adulthood or old age, those young family photos, a lot of times they don't even resemble you. So I became very aware of that. I don't want my family, certainly not my parents, to live that same experience. I want people to look at their wedding photo, look at other photos of them, and say, that is Gene and Fern Ingalls. And oh, by the way, that's the photo taken on their wedding day. Or the photo that I'm showing now, it was taken in 1963, a few months before John F. Kennedy was shot and killed. That's our entire family as it was at that point in time. 40% of those people today are no longer with us. So I want all my efforts to support making sure that our family does not fade into history. And that's why I'm doing this. And I will add one thing, and this happened at one of the guest appearances that I made. During the question and answer period, A man raised his hand and I called on him. He stood up and he said, I don't really have a question, but more a statement. He said, I find it remarkable that 90% or more of the people in this room know who your family is. No one else in this room can make that same statement. And that was kind of eye-opening for me. And I thought, you're right. When people make the connection between my name, Ingalls, and the books, it starts this whole dialogue. People remember. People know who we are, and they know who we are through Laura's works and efforts, and the TV show that was piloted now 50 years ago in March. So yeah, that's why I'm doing all this. Again, it's a sad time for our family. I will post more later. If you want to reach out to me, you should be seeing my social media contacts here. My book, Ingalls on the Prairie, it can be found in multiple sources. Amazon is one of them. You can buy it at Walmart, Goodreads, Google Books. It's available in all of those areas. If you want a signed copy, reach out to me on any of my social media sites, and we'll work together to make sure that you get a signed copy. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate all your support. It means the world to me. I know my mother, I used to read her the comments, and she loved it. Two, she was shocked that so many people found our family story so interesting. So yeah, thank you. I owe you a lot.